Hey, welcome back everyone to Alan Wake. This is the final episode. I'm Nargajan from Rampage.net. I'm here with Blackstar.
Yo.
And Funkma.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you ruined my plan.
You had a plan?
Okay.
You had a plan?
Yes. All right. So
He's
never
been waiting
say anything.
whole minutes.
I never say anything.
I know.
When you say my name. So I was waiting for, I'm here with Blacks, and say hi. And then you're going to say Jilly Bean. Then I was going to say hi. Jilly was going to have to.
Okay. And we are
try to funk something.
And we are here with Jilly Bean.
It's not funny.
Yeah, it's hysterical. You got tripped up. What's not funny about that?
And
All
this
right,
should
so
be,
this is the very last episode.
Yeah, this should be the last episode.
Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take, but yeah, this is the final bit of Alan Wake.
I wrote a horror story that has come true. Thomas Zane did the same in the 70s.
You will go no further.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story. No one will survive.
You knew Zane! Thomas Zane! You're the Lady of the Light in the song!
He left something behind to help me. The clicker.
Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
I can get to her now. I can finish this.
All right, so we now have the MacGuffin.
Da-na-na-na.
Which means we have to have a flashback.
Yes. I love this bit.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. Or I remember loving it.
Wakes up from a drunken stupor. Why is he wearing the same clothes?
My head was about to explode and the light hurt my eyes.
He's not.
I needed my sunglasses and painkillers to dull the pain. In one of my
you need to stop drinking.
Deception, I swore to quit.
Please.
Yeah, you see, he's got his hoodie, but he's not wearing his his sport
tweed jacket.
Yeah, the jacket with the elbow pads and everything.
The professor jacket.
I could actually see an alternate reading of Alan Wake where really this is all the fever dream of a shut-in because like he's never actually left his apartment. He doesn't leave his apartment anymore, and now he has to go outside. So he needs aspirin and sunglasses.
To be honest, I was expecting the end of this game to be exactly that, where he wakes up in New York. It was all just a drunken fantasy dream or whatever else, and
the sunglasses made the world look bearable. Now I could keep my eyes open without feeling like a vampire in the sun.
Alan Wake, American Hikikomori. Okay.
And yet I am one of those jerks wearing sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
The only thing missing is a Bluetooth headset.
I'm trying to remember now. Where are the devs? Funk, this is your time to shine. Are you paying attention? No, you're not.
You know he's not.
He's
muted.
But I'm trying to figure out why FDL isn't working.
Oh, okay. So... Funk.
So I'm paying attention 30 seconds ago.
Awesome.
Where are the devs of this game located? Do you know?
Where now?
The devs, Remedy. Where are they located?
The game developers themselves. The people.
Should I know?
I think it's Finland.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean it's Europe, not North America.
Yeah.
All right. So Funk, looking at this washing machine that has now been on the screen long enough that even you should be seeing it.
and in that you would be correct. Oh, I see it now.
Because that is obviously a European size and style washing machine.
Yeah, it's
not
tiny.
the big American style. And this is big. Like this is a small. There are smaller ones than that.
Because we do comforters and blankets the size of small New Hampshire towns, and you couldn't wash that in that little thing.
Being said, there is a trend starting here in the United States to have those combination washer-dryer tiny units. And I do not know why.
Even the combo ones, at least over in Kazakhstan, the combo ones were not that common. Basically, the common thing is you just have a washer and you put your clothes up on a line, either outside in a courtyard or in your balcony if you're in a high-rise apartment.
Right.
There's basically like a line built in. You can get the combo dryers, but they generally have, like, for the same size box, they have less capacity for washing, and they do a lousy job of drying. And a standalone
either job well.
a standalone dryer is like a rarity. Like nobody has them.
It's a luxury item. which is funny when you think of hair drying in Kazakhstan, because the idea is that you wash the clothes to get the coal dust out of them, and yet when you dry them, you put wet laundry outside. You get reinfected with coal dust.
Funk, you ever seen this thing?
Yeah, a towel heater in America?
Yeah, like
You guys don't have towel heaters?
I've never seen that in the United States.
No.
Our towel heater is the dryer. No, it's just cold.
No, they come out of the dryer.
Yeah, exactly. That's our towel heater, is the dryer.
Now, if you're poor in Europe and you do not have a towel heater, you throw it on the radiator.
Yeah.
But in the United States, those are vanishingly rare.
Yeah.
Even today, even radiators.
Yeah. It's just on a piece of wood.
My mind is totally blown.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, please.
I didn't realize that we were actually doing a home renovation podcast, but that's kind of what it's turned into.
Do you know, I spent my Saturday night talking about the benefits of living in a soft water area and how much it sort of benefits my laundry. And I think it's really appropriate that my Sunday night is being spent talking about how laundry also manifests in video games.
I was just talking about this the other day, and I was talking about it with my wife this morning, because Kazakhstan's water in Almaty is really, really hard. If you take the laundry out and wash it and then hang it up, when it dries, it crinkles like paper. That's how hard it is.
Next subject on Rampacy.net: little aches and pains and getting kids off your lawn.
And the last thing that caused an apartment-wide flood for us was one of these things, because they have no shut-off. They have no shut-off valves.
Right, they're there constantly. So it is literally just exposed plumbing that could break and flood your place at any given moment.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's clean water in there. Have you ever had a radiator leak? They're horrible. It's not.
That's true.
Fungals and stuff in the water as well.
If you're talking about, especially if you're talking about old plumbing, like an old cast iron radiator. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna actually play the game now. I'm gonna pick up the painkiller.
Yeah. But this is so fascinating.
We killed
this is the content
it is.
our audience pays to see.
Now, here's the other thing. Let me throw this one out there, Jilly. On the sinks in the bathroom, there is only one faucet, and that's common, as far as I can tell, everywhere but the United Kingdom. What the fuck?
It's got something to do with water regulation. I don't remember the explanation, but
But it's a health and safety issue.
It's got something to do with the fact that most plumbing systems were designed before hot water was safe to drink. I think it's because you should drink hot water.
In Almaty, you should not drink from the hot tap. I mean, the water out of the tap is drinkable, but it's the cold water you should drink, not the hot.
Yeah.
There was a message.
Well, there's too much metallic stuff.
Oh wow, damn! I just realized where I got the idea. I know. I just realized, like, where did I get the idea to have a mural of the New York skyline in our apartment in Almaty? And I'm like, damn, I stole it from Alan Wake. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, and from a person north of Boston, that would be considered being a traitor too. What's up with that?
Well, they didn't have one of Boston.
It's probably availability.
Exactly. I mean, the Brooklyn Bridge you could get. The Zakim Bridge, not so much. All right.
No, it's just every time I saw it, I thought it was weird.
The gold statue in the study. There's the gold gun statue, which sort of indicates that he's probably not a terrible shot.
Oh yeah, is that what that means?
What does it say? Can we zoom in?
Well, he's like, why else would you have won a shooting competition?
Is that what it is?
I
have no idea.
It's a bowling trophy.
It's good guns.
Well, it could be an NRA sponsored event. You never know.
This is true.
I thought it was a book award, and because I guess his character in the books carries around guns like that.
It could
I always
be.
assumed it was a shooting competition. I always thought it was like
It could be. I never thought about it.
This is why this writer is surviving, is because he also won a shooting competition.
Yeah.
That's how I always read it.
I can also read one title on the shelf above that. It says Snowy Hills.
Yeah, I can see that right next to his head.
Above his head is
something grave.
Mom's survival
guide. Yeah. And I can't read the black book.
Yeah, they're really blurry. I mean, they're really low res textures.
Yeah.
All right, anyway,
well, for
let's
Alan Wake, you can read perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cleanest writer's desk ever. I don't see any stains from glasses. Half drunken, left out. There's no loose papers and pens everywhere.
There's no Post-it notes.
Yeah, he's a hikikomori with
where's his taco stash
with a cleaning lady.
It's where you leave it, in between the headboard and the bed.
Oh, that sounds right. I'll allow it.
More New York photos. It's like to remind him that he's there, or
yeah, he gets his wall art from Shutterstock, I think. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna listen to the message.
Ow! Are you still asleep? Wait,
Yay!
You should have your show on your TiVo. If Alice wasn't too mad to record it. As she called me earlier and really chewed me out. Yeah, we went a little overboard last night. But parties are a part of this business. Al, look, I'm saying this as your friend. She's not doing your career any favors by trying to run your life like that, okay? I'll talk to you later, Al. Watch the show.
I gotta admit, that's the single most uncool thing that Al ever does in this game.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm waiting for the sequel to this game. Alan Wake 2, Barry's Revenge.
It is kind of weird if you live...
Guest on the talk show the previous night, talking about my latest book. The show was supposed to be waiting for me on our TiVo.
Product placement. One of several in this game. It's kind of weird that he lives in New York in a nice apartment, and all of his wall art is also scenes of New York.
New York, yeah, there's nothing else.
See, that is kind of common in Edinburgh. Lots of places in Edinburgh have pictures of Edinburgh around Edinburgh, which I find really weird.
Wow.
Does anybody have a picture on their wall that is the same view of the window in the same room?
No, but
no?
Yes, I did. I used to have that.
Like this he's got two of this one in the same apartment.
He really likes it.
He really likes this lamppost.
Oh, is it Alice's photos?
I think they're copy and paste. Now, why does he have a really expensive mixer like that? He doesn't bake.
Maybe his wife does.
Might.
Yeah.
Oh, her. Okay, her. I would believe. Yeah, but if she really would, she would have a stovetop. That's a modern one. She would have gas.
That looks like
if she was really a cook. She would have a gas stove.
Well,
nobody's cooking on.
Okay, but even a high rise.
Very small. That's
a very small hob. That's a European style hob. Yeah, it is.
Totally. That is a tiny kitchen.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Does that mean I have a tiny kitchen?
Probably.
Probably. I would not be surprised if your kitchen was tiny.
Our kitchen literally has a countertop that, I kid you not, goes from one side of the house to the other. It literally stretches from one end to the other.
Cook? Like, that's what she actually does,
she's a gourmet. I mean, in fact,
it's not her. It was not her employment. It was her mother's employment for years.
Yeah, for many years, and she inherited all the recipes, and she's been a huge fan of it. She has a very, very nice Blue Star oven, but it was literally the highest level one that you could get without getting a model that we would have to rezone the house. And she actually, to give you an idea, she actually considered it to rezone it for home and business so that she could actually get the stove that she wanted, but she settled on this model instead.
Actually, we're in multi-use zoning, but you could get permission to do that without getting rezoned, but you do have to apply for the.
She literally looked into it before she decided just to go with this one, because I guess there weren't that many discerning differences between the model that much. It's just that one, literally, they wouldn't install it without getting the correct zoning permissions. It was weird.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to turn on the TiVo now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Gallant Show.
Thank you, everybody. We have a great show tonight.
That guy would never be put on TV.
Best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop. Yeah, good read. Go buy it. No, it is a good read. Look, I'm going to be honest here.
Is that wise?
No, but I'm going to do it anyway. I got people who give me the lowdown on books. I'm a busy guy. But this one, I actually read from cover to cover. I mean, I'm a big fan.
Wow, thanks.
Now, this might be a spoiler for those who haven't read the book yet. Based on the sales figures, the 2 people out there who haven't read the book yet. But this last book is all about the death of the main character, the hard-boiled New York detective, Alex Casey.
Spoilers.
Now, there's been a lot of outrage.
Well, now I don't have to read it.
Why the hell did you kill Casey? What the hell were you thinking, man?
Good riddance. No, seriously, though. 7 years and 6 books is a long time. He was a gloomy guy to spend all your working hours with, and it was a good run. But it's time to explore new things. My next book will be a departure from the old for me.
You selfish bastard.
A departure. Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Certainly given us a lot of entertainment over the years. Okay, now that you mention it, Casey was a gloomy guy. Never had much luck with his love life with the ladies. Was that autobiographical in any way?
Yeah, no kidding. Casey's lady friends tended to die on him. With Casey, it was all about his pain. No, nothing autobiographical about that. I'm a happily married man. My wife is my muse.
Well, congratulations. That's great to hear. So, how's the publicity tour been treating you?
Good. Great. But I gotta say, I'm glad to be back home in New York.
Well, you've certainly been on the news a lot lately. Lots of parties and, you got into a fight with some paparazzi.
Oh, man. Well, that guy was really in my face. I lost my temper. I know that wasn't cool.
You are famous for that temper.
Well, I did also write several books.
Well, your latest novel is called The Sudden Stop, and it's in bookstores now. Go get it. That means the two of you out there who haven't bought it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight.
That joke.
I want to thank all our guests for the evening. Alan Wake, Sam Lake. Once more, do the face for a Sam.
Miss.
And our musical guests, Poets of the Fall. Thank you, and good night.
This next series is starring Kate Beckett.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so my ex-girlfriend used to have that model TV, and it was a Vizio.
Yeah.
You gonna start with me about drinking now? You know what? I should have followed her advice, but suddenly I was angry, mostly at myself. And she was there.
I'm a writer.
You can't just have your characters exclaim how they feel. That makes me feel angry.
There's something marvelously cheesy, though, about the TV segments. That one in particular.
Yes.
How uncomfortable the laugh track is, how bad the jokes are. One thing I did just notice, though, was that in a very short span, the sheer number of confirmations of Alan Wake's heterosexuality.
Yes.
I'd like to know that also there are no decent speakers in there, and the fact that the couch is not oriented to face the TV.
Now I'm over it.
Look, he's a writer, not a doctor or whatever.
God damn it.
Honey, it's almost over, right? We can get back to normal. Then you can start writing again.
I'm sorry, honey.
Alan, you're not thinking straight. Just take a shower and go back to bed, huh?
Yeah, you're right, honey.
I'm sorry, what wife tells people to do that?
Let's go away together. A vacation. Just you and me. Some peace and quiet.
Don't do it, Alan.
I thought she was supposed to give him a list of what shopping he has to do. He's got to take out the garbage. He's got to fix the dresser in the other room. He has to go pick out this very, very specific item that she wants to get that'll take him all day to find in New York.
Was the key to the cabin. I had to return to Cauldron Lake to save Alice.
I hate that he calls it the clicker.
You're not the only one.
What would you call it?
Why? To the lake to finish this.
The MacGuffin
thing.
Ending to the story in the manuscript on my own terms to make it all right.
Why can't you just write it here?
The last page is.
Clicker does make me think of a TV remote.
First.
Yes, that's the only thing I think about.
Right. Zane tried to cut some corners, and it didn't end well.
I hate that too.
Okay, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to do this alone. Barry, take her.
Stop pointing guns
Why
at
am I
me.
pointing a gun at you?
Yeah, don't point a gun at her, honestly.
That is the room level awkward line delivery right there.
Oh, Barry.
Good
My
luck,
favorite.
Al.
See you later.
Also, this thing about I have to finish this on the piece of paper that's already in the typewriter, which is in the cabin. I mean, that is weapons grade hand wavium there.
Yeah.
like, no, man, just sit down and write it here. You're totally safe in here. This is the only safe area in this whole world.
Take advantage of the sunlight to get to the lake. On Zane's page, I'd stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, about to use the clicker. That's where I was headed.
Don't worry, I've got plot armor. I'll be fine. Look, other people driving through town who don't have these problems. Amazing.
Well, I think during the day there are no widespread problems other than...
No, but I mean, nobody in this town, nobody seems to have come or gone. No strangers have come in and run into these situations.
The FBI
no police
guy
have
did.
come looking for missing people.
Yeah, they did. The FBI guy did, and then the darkness took him away.
I really
but nobody's come looking for him.
I had enough information to make up something.
He was a dick that people were probably just pleased that he was gone.
Trapped in a story inside my head, gone mad from...
No news people have come to cover this event?
It claimed there would be
nobody's come to look for those weird sounds and explosions.
Yeah. Product placement.
I love how he can't turn away. It's literally designed so that he can't. See?
Yeah.
Verizon, can't get away from it. Verizon.
How much negative publicity do you guys think Verizon would have if they managed to convince the U.S. National Park Service or whatever to put up a billboard right in front of a scenic lookout?
I don't know.
Are you sure there aren't?
Yes.
Well, actually, unless this is the Verizon Scenic Lookout, then that's absolutely.
I was just thinking that would be perfect.
That's a good one.
Advanced lithium.
Yeah.
Is that the bunny?
That's the bunny.
Yeah.
That is, in fact, the Energizer Bunny.
Yes, not the Duracell bunny.
Not the Duracell Bunny.
Cool.
Now, if I remember, this has got another big vehicle sequence. Not only this daytime one, but also a nighttime one.
Yeah, I think so.
Coming up.
Wow, no traffic. This is the best road ever.
I do have to admit, I don't think the game has any more.
There was no traffic, but there was an airstream just on the side of the road there for no reason.
Yeah, the mobile home
and a trailer for lumber. What's going on here? Where are all the cabs that are carrying these things?
Mm-hmm.
Deerfest. Cuisine, trophies,
Famous
hunting,
Deerfest.
family fun.
Sponsored by Energizer.
Oh, this is why there's no traffic.
Yeah, this is why nobody can come into town now.
Right.
And
as it touched me, there was a link between us. Always would be. I could feel its
Show
pressure.
us on the doll.
Where the darkness touched you.
Yeah.
What was it in your bikini area? Alan Wake?
This does make sense because famously, like animals, trailers will jump off of the connection and run away if they foresee danger.
Is that what it is? It's a instinctive response.
Yep.
Right.
So that's how we go into a tunnel, and now it's night.
Da-na-na-na.
That happened in the first Transformers movie.
So, are you saying they ripped it off of this, or this ripped it off of that? What was the date? This was 2007. Nobody does. I love how he just kind of shook that off. It's like, bullet. I'm waiting for somebody to scream, Mulder!
Has anybody been watching the new season of X-Files?
I tried to start it, but the first episode, all Mulder was acting old and crotchety against Skinner.
There are two of them. I think
watch out for the logs.
I think a big portion of the first one may have been filmed previously. Because, I mean, if you've been watching, you could see that David Duchovny had put on a lot of weight. It was very visible in his face. And then all of a sudden in the second episode, I'm like, oh my God, he's gotten in shape now. He's
really skinny.
Well,
so one was like a
face.
pilot from 2010.
Yeah. Well, for me, I swear there were episodes in that season where he dyed his hair.
Yeah,
where at one point
the gray.
It was like raven black all all of a sudden, and it made no sense when it was sandpepper salt and pepper gray before.
But I gotta say the first episode of season 11, it is a continuation of the follow up on the mythology, the alien hybrid conspiracy thing from the old series that they also did a bit in season 10.
Yeah, and didn't they have a predate for that happening in 2012 or something? Yeah, and it's supposed to have already passed, and we're already hell and gone from that.
But then in episode 2, they kind of go back to doing like a monster of the week type thing. Not a monster, but an isolated story,
an anthology series.
And that one was much better. Like it feels much more like an episode of the old show, and it's good.
run them over?
Yeah, you can.
Still want to know where they get all their sickles.
So have you guys been watching the new season? Well, yeah, I guess new season. Have you guys been watching the new season of Fuller House?
No.
No, I do.
I was never a fan of that show, even when it was on originally. Like, that's some terrible, terrible stuff.
Well, I think he means the original Full House as opposed to the sequel series Fuller House.
No, there's 2 seasons of Fuller House.
Yep. Which is too many.
Me and my sister watched it last time I was over there. Good stuff.
If you're into that sort of thing. Oh wait, is there a jump?
It's not good.
Can you run it over the jump on the lift?
What, be the vehicle jump?
No. Look to your right.
Yeah.
Look to your right. There appeared to be a board up against a truck. Yeah.
I think you can. I think after I get whatever there is to be gotten in here, I think I can go over there.
Oh, we totally got to do that. I want to see that.
All right, well, I'll try it.
I want you to Evel Knievel off that puppy.
All right, so you want him to fail spectacularly at the jump? And
absolutely,
then
I want that. I want that on the stream, man. Hey, we don't want to get comments to say, "How come you didn't launch it?"
Is that Evel Knievel, or is that who was the guy that Letterman used to have on his show?
Super Dave.
Super Dave, yeah.
Super Dave Osborne.
Yeah. Balloon ball.
Number 2.
Okay, shotgun.
Kids are gonna have to look that up online.
Yeah, I know. That's
He's so dating himself, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
Letterman.
Anything else?
Quotes Letterman.
What do you mean? Letterman's on TV again now.
What? Doing what?
Wasn't he on
Interviewing
the interwebs
Obama.
and now he's coming back?
Yeah, I watched the Obama one last night, actually. It was really
I didn't. I'm going to, but I haven't watched it yet.
Please explain to me the whole beard thing.
He has a beard.
Hey, can we look closely
I'm not sure
at the toilet?
how much explanation is required.
More importantly,
but I mean, it's the type of beard.
Yeah, but his trousers are way too short in that interview, and it really bothered the crap out of me.
Well, I don't know. My first question is, Jill, what were you doing looking at his trousers?
Because literally, it's all you can look at. His socks go up to his calves, and you can see all of his calves.
Literally.
No, I want to give it a good run, man. You want to.
Oh, it's too late now. I can't go back. The whole point of that is that basically they force you into the gas station where you find the weapon by blocking the road. That's the only way you can go outside. I can't even go around and try it again now.
No, I wanted you to back up and give it a big, good, long run. I wanted to see how much air you could have caught.
Not that much. The vehicle physics in this game is terrible, I gotta say.
Well, even so,
it really is.
You know, they did the whole physics thing with the
sort of
speed
pushes
bus.
so much of it onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
literally.
I think. Oh, whoa!
Tractor. Wait a minute, isn't that supposed to go moo?
Are there way too many spools of things in this
wires?
City?
Big heavy gauge wiring.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering what kind of wire is it? Is it fiber? Is it copper? Is it?
Hey, at least there are plenty of pallets. At least it's not like all those other games that have a million crates and no pallets.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But also at this phase, you really have to not be a completionist who wants to like kill all the enemies, because that's really kind of counterproductive in this area. They really want you to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, this game is not designed to clear zones and continue.
Yeah, well, I would say, but in this point in particular, like, you can take that philosophy in the rest of the game.
If you want to.
If you want to, but here it's really
detrimental.
Yeah, it doesn't work well.
But I think it's quite a nice sort of mechanism of ramping up the tension. You know, making you feel like you just have to keep going.
The tension is the one thing they can ramp. As opposed to vehicles.
Yeah, as opposed to
trucks. They can't.
What the hell? So I would say the game probably doesn't have much, or if anything, new to show now, but it's going to show you again everything that it's been doing.
Yeah.
So can you guys think of a game with a bad bridge sequence? Because I can't.
Actually, one of the only ones that I can really think of, Black, comes to mind. But no, I really like that one. Wait a minute, did that box just punch you?
Yes.
What?
A standard box punch.
Hi, Jeep. We hardly
the bridge is eating Jeeps.
but I seem to remember 2 different good bridge sequences in the new Tomb Raider series. Halo 2 had a great bridge sequence.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Half-Life 2.
Halo
Half-Life
had
2.
one.
Destiny 2 had a remake of Halo 2's. Or
Some
Halo 1's.
people don't like Dishonored's Coldwind Bridge level. I like it.
It's all good. So I think that is one place, like one stereotypical video game level, a bridge level, or a bridge sequence that has never been done bad, as far as I can tell. It's always
now, would
good
you
to have
consider like wooden style bridges that you have to carefully walk across as a bridge sequence? Or are you thinking of a bridge combat sequence?
Trestle style bridges built between 1930 and 50.
Oh, ow, ow, ow. Okay. Never mind. It was okay. We're fine. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Here it is.
Yeah, yeah.
What is
I
it?
love this bit. I just love that shot. I think it's gorgeous.
Is the dragon back? Wait a minute, how many refrigerators are on this bridge?
Yeah, a lot. I guess a lot of people bought new refrigerators and abandoned their old ones on the bridge. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I actually heard that there was a river somewhere.
Yeah, there's dozens of them.
In Europe recently, that they decided to drain and clean out, and they found something like 47 cars, hundreds of bicycles.
I honestly don't remember how to get past this bit.
Refrigerators, air conditioners. It was the plethora that you could fill like 2 junkyards worth of junk that people would just literally just toss in the river.
Did you guys hear about the guy who drained the Thames?
No.
A single guy?
So this sounds like
he was married.
A BS story. All right.
Well, it's coming from you, so.
If I recall correctly, what happened was they were doing some dredging of some parts of the river, and he pulled out the plug to the Thames, and then the river drained into a canal system.
Is this a real story, or are you remembering the finale of Lost?
Yeah, it sounds like the finale of Lost.
Out of my way. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Someone's gonna have to look that up to tell me if that was true.
No, I think that is actually true. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look. Okay, I was wrong. The game does have one more thing. It's regular vehicles being driven by poltergeist. Woohoo! And school buses on fire.
Yeah, he didn't make that speed jump.
Oof.
Do you remember what year it happened?
I think it was in the 80s. I'm gonna Google it. I do actually know this story.
I did. That car is still outside. But I'm pretty sure there's some stuff up here to get. Yeah, okay, there's a flare. Kind of underwhelming. There should have been something else up here. Other than just one flare. It looks like that's it.
Is there like a tractor engine that you can drop onto a padlock or anything?
Maybe some weird, convoluted, Ruth Goldberg device or something?
Where's that car?
I think the thing that this game has missed is
yeah, I do not want to waste bullets in these guys.
May not have a choice.
They can't get in here.
They can still beat you.
Yeah, but I get all my health back once I go in the light, and they literally can't enter here. So it's.
Yeah.
Where's that other vehicle? Is it out front? Oh, it's out front. He's stuck. Yep, he's stuck.
Now, can you kill him and steal
that car is so cool, though.
I can,
it's a very cool car.
I can heal him, but you also notice that like his health is not going down very hard for the unboosted flashlight, so you do kind of have to spend it. I don't want to use it up too much.
Yeah, can you depossess the vehicle and then take it?
Sure. No, it'll disappear.
Can't depossess them, which makes me think that they are not possessed people or vehicles.
They're just manifestations?
Yeah, I think they are manifestations.
Wow, so this evil, terrible force is into monster trucks.
Yep, with flame decals.
Yeah, because it doesn't leave a normal truck behind; it just disappears.
Yeah.
Someday.
So if the people are the same way, then yeah, they're just fake people. They're not real.
Jellybean, do you guys have monster truck commercials in the United Kingdom?
Not really.
Oh, see, so she didn't get that joke.
Shows?
Oh yeah, she didn't get that joke at all.
Like, I think you could probably make an effort to go and see one somewhere, but I wouldn't know where.
We'll have to link her one later. Wow. Yeah, in the chat below, people. Yeah, let's see if we can find the best example of a weekend Sunday monster truck ad to show Jilly what she's been missing.
So there's one big, the biggest circuit with the monster trucks in the United States. They travel around, and then they go to usually football stadiums, where they build the track and all that kind of stuff. And to make sure people know about it, they put ads on TV, and they usually do it on weekends and stuff.
And they usually hire like local advertising people, which are not of what you would say the highest caliber television producers.
Yeah,
I would say that they're not high budget commercials.
No.
And
they're usually
but they
somebody's
spend a lot of money
cousin.
on the voiceover guy, who's really cool.
Yeah, who's done it in a studio with some similar sound effects than what I have on my board right here.
You know what? You should just go on YouTube and search monster truck commercial.
You probably shouldn't actually do that, but you could if you wanted.
That's definitely what you should do.
It's something I've been saving for my wedding. I'll wait.
Oh God, I hope not.
Well, you've given me a great idea for my wedding. I'm going to have the monster truck commercial announcer guy officiate.
Funkbomb, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that.
Funkbom's getting married this someday. I'll give you the entire pew.
Oh, come on.
The edge.
No, not doing well. Not doing well. Nope.
No. All right.
Do I have any flashbangs, or do I just have flares?
I thought you had a flash. I thought you had two flashbangs. Did you?
You don't want to. If you have a flashbang, I don't want to use it up here because this gets worse.
Your choice was die or live. Yeah, I would have used one.
No, you're better off dying there and having the flashbang for the other end of that, because that starts off kind of sticky, but it gets worse. If I remember correctly, playing on the higher difficulties, this is one of the areas that can be kind of frustrating playing on Nightmare.
I remember dying quite a lot here.
Can you use the barrels to your advantage? There
I
are
also think
lying around.
I might actually want to, because they start out here with a lot of trash mobs instead of like big bosses here, so I don't even want the pistol. And I do have two flashbangs, but I'd be better off.
You could use a flare to give you a bit of safety around yourself.
I've only got 9 bats. It's too bad you couldn't just grab a vehicle and plow through.
Yeah, they do arbitrarily take away the vehicles from here.
See, I would have figured, I would have taken you for a guy who would have spent like an hour and a half trying to like ride it in between the narrow space and the wall just to see if you could get the vehicle through, because ever since Halo, you've been doing that with every vehicle ever. I think that would have been consistent for you.
You know, I've only successfully gotten the Warthog through that silent cartographer door once.
Really?
Oh, Narc's done it tons of times. He always gets Warthogs, ghosts. I don't know how far we've gotten the tank. I remember in Halo 2, we got the tank through partway of the tube that you're not supposed to. Because I think they physically
hijack
started
one of those Banshees and then drive it through the rest of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's done that. Oh yeah, he's always about the vehicle whoring.
That was such a good level.
Well, here's the thing that doesn't quite get me.
Good bridge level.
Why aren't the extras and things in the vehicles that people would be carrying them in? You know, it's like they're all lying around on the ground as if somebody dropped them or died there. As opposed to like,
I think it's a more important question is, why are these vehicles all smashed up and none of them are touching each other?
Yeah, it's kind of silly. It's like they're arbitrarily strategically placed.
Because that's how Alan wrote it.
Oh, this guy's a crap writer.
Yeah, that's true.
Confirmed right here.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Narc, did we have a new subscriber named Spock, or did you just like start to type out his name?
Oh no, nope, that is Spock. It is spelled that way, and his icon on the service, I think he followed us on Mixer, is a cartoon of Spock.
Sweet. Thank you for joining us. Live long and prosper.
You guys been watching Black Mirror?
It's on my list. I've been watching Top of the Lake before that, and I didn't know there was a first season of that when the second one came out, so I had to watch that first. So I have to get through the second season of Top of the Lake and then Black Mirror.
Oh, okay. No, there's like 4 of those, and I haven't started yet.
I really, really liked the Star Trek pastiche.
Everyone's talking about a spin-off of that one, apparently.
Really interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so what happened in it?
Oh, I can't say.
All I know about Black Mirror is it's basically like, think of something that a lot of people don't like and then make it Twitter.
It's like a Twilight Zone anthology type series.
Yeah.
Each episode is its own thing.
So what is the plot of this? What is the plot of the Star Trek one?
I can't tell you because it will spoil it.
You can tell me. I'm a doctor. How about this?
No,
I'm never going to watch it. Now tell me.
You don't even play one on
You're
TV.
not,
Yes, you will.
but
we are.
Me.
But
yeah, don't ruin it because I don't want to. I haven't seen it yet. I don't want it to ruin it for me either.
I don't even like Charlie Brooker. Just don't like that guy.
I don't think that's allowed. I don't think you're allowed to say that on the internet.
Oh, really? Oops.
Yeah, the internet loves Charlie Brooker.
Oh, you can actually move from one seat to the other. Now that's cool. That I actually like. Usually video games they kind of cheese out and say no, you got to get in the car on the other side.
Yeah, and what's next? Oh, the junkyard is next, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Fake memories of that.
So even if the light lady was around to paint all these arrows, yeah, the
glancing. I mean, I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate it.
I totally agree. I still don't know how she knew exactly where you would be and when.
Because
to paint
that's
all the signs.
how Alan wrote it.
All visitors must see the yard manager. You must sign a liability waiver before entering the yard.
Hard hat.
Junk piles may shift. Hazardous area.
Now here's a top tip for you guys. And for any viewers here, if you go to one of those U-Picket yards, the idea is you've got your own tools and you find a car and you take off the part that you want and then you go to the guy
and you go pay
and
for
you
it.
pay for the part. Right?
I've been to those. Yeah,
but if you don't have any tools, just walk around U-Picket lots. Guaranteed, some guy left a socket wrench in one of those car engines. You can just pick up a bunch of sockets.
There actually used to be a small scrapyard in the middle of downtown here, and it's now a real estate office.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Lame.
Yeah, you're not gonna pick many parts in a real estate office.
No. Okay, now I have a bunch more flashbangs and a flare grenade. And I don't know what's with the TRS-80.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Looks like
it. It seriously does. I don't know if that's an IBM or a Compaq or something like that with the dual 5 1/4 bays.
Now, those would not have been big in Europe at all. I don't know why that's not a Commodore 64. You're looking for
I've never seen anything like that, actually.
No.
Really?
No, that doesn't look like any old computer I would envisage
Interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious as to what classical computers would be like over
Darn
here.
it.
Oh, you fired
I did it again. Did it again. I wasted my
Darn
flare.
it. Find you.
No, wait. You know what? Actually, you know what? No. Come here. Kill me. Kill me. Do it.
What? No, don't you. Don't you dare.
Oh, my God.
He's seriously going to kill himself. He's going to artificially
I want my
extend
flare
this gaming
back.
experience.
I want my flare back.
You got like 100 flares.
Now, wait a minute. Where was your last save?
Just outside this building.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's in a light.
See? Right here.
You prefer a different flare.
How many pieces of flare?
Cheesy. Behind you. Russians! You're trying to blow up the tank. No, you're gonna kill the van. I need that. Wait. Is somebody actually clipping their fingernails on stream?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I'm using
clippers. It's not fingernails, but it's clippers.
Actually, you're clipping your toenails?
No, I'm clipping yarn because I couldn't find my scissors.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. All right. I swear, I'm hearing the clicking. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I thought so too.
Yeah, I totally see her clipping her toenails and painting them as we're streaming.
Please, I bite my toenails off. I don't clip them.
Well, that's what I heard, the snapping noise, and I'm like, okay, that can't be fun.
Okay.
And then
now,
I saw your
switch off the damn flare gun now.
Yes, please.
I don't like games in general that auto switch your weapons when you pick them up. I don't like that.
Now, okay, Chili, you say that you bite your toenails. My sister does that, or at least used to. Can you actually do that?
Yeah, of course.
I cannot
why wouldn't you?
fathom being so flexible that I could bite my toenails.
Oh, well, she's
when I was
I'm not
a
flexible,
child,
I'm short.
I couldn't get close.
I used to be able to do it as a kid, but I mean, things change.
There's a very there's a distinction you're missing there. I'm not flexible. I'm short.
Yeah, she's close to where the feet are.
That can't possibly matter, right?
Well, yeah. She doesn't have that far to lean over to, so.
Oh, well, if you think about it, most people's spines are probably around about the same length. We all have the same number of vertebrae, so height must be more to do with legs, I would imagine.
That is not entirely true.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it the gap between the various?
Hold on a second. What part isn't true? That
everybody has the same number of vertebrae. Well, actually, wait a minute. Is it the same number, or that there are different regions? Because I was reading that, like in the lower region, there are some lumbar that, like, depending on who you talk to, some people will classify it as being in one area as opposed to the other, and since they all count from the ends, it can be a problem when consulting for surgeries.
Yes, the same. You will all have the same, and then you could technically at your sacrum have like you could have. Okay.
I'm sorry, that collision was just hysterical.
To start with, I'm almost positive that we all have the same number of total.
You may be right about that number.
I am as well, because when animal breeding, having more is a sort of a trait that is desirable.
Oh, I forgot to hit the button. That's what it is.
Yeah,
there was a button.
I'm finding this hysterical, not only in conversation, but also the fact that he's tried the exact same thing 3 times in a row, expecting a different result every time.
See, I remember there being an area where you smash through a gate, and I thought that was it, and I'm like, all right, I must have just missed it. But
what's the definition of insanity? I think the first one was an indicator that there was something else you needed to do.
It's also clearly true that Alan is insane.
Mind you. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Come on, he's a drunk New York writer. That's practically par for the course.
No, but anyway, like we were talking about an hour ago, some people who move to New York or like have destination cities in their head, they're from Des Moines, Iowa, and then they say they hear about Portland for some reason, and they say, "Oh, I want to move to Portland." They'll move to Portland, or they'll move to New York.
Is Portland a destination city?
If you're into meth, nuts, yes.
Yeah, if you're into methamphetamine, absolutely.
Now, this is very strange. I don't know if this is going to sound prejudiced.
Funk, coming from you.
If you have to ask,
answer to that,
the answer is yes.
Almost every single person who is gay with whom I have been friends over the past 5 years in Michigan has expressed a desire to move to Portland, Oregon.
They've probably just watched too much Portlandia.
Maybe. Or all of your friends just happen to be into meth. That could be a thing too.
Or they love terrible airport carpets. But
that's really specific.
So it's go to the Portland airport. You'll understand. So if you've got one of these destination cities and you finally move there, you will have photos of that city. For example, my sister, for no reason, wanted to move to Chicago. Okay, so she moved to Chicago, and then she took all the photographs that I had taken of Chicago on Facebook of her first night there, and then she had those blown up and are now in poster size around her apartment. Even though she lives in Chicago.
Wow, lamest jump ever.
They're not really jumps. They're literally just like one-way gates to make sure that you can't,
come back. Yeah, I know. It's limiting your vehicle usage and returning to this area. No, back up. Keep coming. And
did I tell you guys about the time I visited Blue Runner?
Not me, I don't think.
All right, well, I visited Blue Runner, and he took me into Nashville, and he wanted to take me to some place that he likes, and I saw a billboard for the Dukes of Hazzard Museum. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh my God, we've got to go there. We've got to go.
Bronze Daisy Dukes or something?
It's run by Cooter, the guy who plays Cooter.
What other job is he going to have? It's not like he's going to move to Portland or something. And
oh my.
So anyway, I made him stop there, and we went in the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, and it was amazing. They had a General Lee there. They had Cooter's repair truck, his tow truck. A bunch of great stuff. And then, but inside, it was super lame. It just had like Dukes of Hazzard lunch boxes and stuff.
I am shocked.
And how many did you buy?
At that turn of that story.
I didn't buy anything because I'm poor, but I would have if I wasn't poor.
Well, no,
that wasn't an expression of self-discipline there.
Yeah, no, by buy with you, I mean help yourself and walk out with it.
Oh, no. This is the lamest part. The Dukes of Hazzard lunchboxes and stuff were behind glass.
Now that's hysterical. That is awesome.
There were cardboard cutouts behind glass.
Wow. Amazing. That's awesome. Well, first of all, I'm amazed that they could actually afford glass cabinetry for this particular museum. Second of all, that they actually thought it was that valuable to put it behind said glass. That is fantastic.
Apparently, the guy doesn't just have this one in Nashville. But it's
there are others?
Of 3. He's got 3 Dukes of Hazzard museums.
Wow.
See, this is also actually relevant to the Black Mirror discussion from earlier.
Does it?
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You have to watch Black Mirror to get it.
How so?
Oh,
no, you gotta kill yourself again.
No, I have more than one flare now. I'm not gonna do it. I just really dislike that so much.
Maybe we should get into a routine of checking which weapon you have equipped.
Don't talk sense.
I know.
Right, now I think I go back and I flip the other switch that I tried to flip before.
Yeah,
that broke.
The part where we have to find 5 bobbles.
No, I had enough of that last time.
No, there are bits where you're supposed to find like pyramids of beer cans to shoot, and we've been ignoring that, and coffee thermoses. But I think they may not be showing up because I did them already.
There are collectibles for.
Oh, thermoses? I guess I don't have to push this again.
No, isn't there a button on the lower right?
Yeah, it broke though.
What's the blinking thing down there?
10% in my rating of it, for the fact that you have to collect coffee thermoses.
Yeah, no, this is this broken line that's arcing.
Oh, so what do we do with that? I thought you wanted to
nothing.
Avoid it.
I think I've done the 2 things now. I think
nice bed frame.
I go back to driving.
I love that shopping through this junk pile and everything. The one thing on your mind is that, ooh, nice bed frame. Wow, shopping. I mean, is that what you're?
Oh, yeah.
You're
Okay, yeah. All right. So this is blocked. Oh. Yep.
Oh, behind you. Well, at least you didn't flare him.
Well, it would have been better to use the flare on him than it was on the stupid guy I used it on before.
On the evil purple track runner. You have to go under it? Duck.
There's no. I don't think there is a duck. Is there a duck?
Duck and cover.
I think I just climb it.
I don't know. You're a writer. I don't think you can climb anything. Not even the charts.
Sort of seems like he wants to, but
I thought that you had to. What, can't you duck underneath that? Can't you?
No, there's no duck.
Really?
Hey guys, how do you get down from an elephant?
Left bumper, right bumper. What's the dodge button? Doesn't that?
Well, the right.
No, he's gonna flashbang himself. Oh man.
Sorry.
No, the left one runs and dodges, but.
Hey guys, how do you get down from an elephant?
Yeah, we were ignoring that joke. If you couldn't tell.
Fine.
Save it for after.
I mean, this is not the first time I've gotten lost in this area of this game.
No, me neither. There's.
Well, you are supposed to. I mean, the indicator says you are supposed to be going that direction. So the question is, do you have to climb up over something first?
I have to get up. I have to get up into the crane. I have to use the crane to move one of the obstacles out of the way. That's what it is.
All right, so they're putting those things up there so you can't get around them until you get up there.
Where's the entry to get into the crane?
Is there a ladder? Thought I saw a ladder at some point. Wait, hold on. It's your left.
Not an elephant.
No, it's not a ladder.
Oh no, it's just a cable. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought maybe it was the.
Or maybe the control for it is not up there.
Oh, there's a truck in the magnet there. Do you have to turn on the magnet to pick up the truck and then swing you over or something?
Is it up there?
Thing up there, yeah.
Well, it looks like one of those cargo lifters for picking up cargo trucks off of flatbed rigs. So.
No, I think it's this way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. And then they give you. Yeah. Okay. That was it.
They give you another identical.
Give you another truck. Yep.
Truck doesn't sound very healthy.
None of them do, really.
Why do they have a battery indicator? Does this truck not have an alternator? Is that the same 34 Ford that we keep running into? They're just like everywhere in this town.
Oh, I can't get up there. Darn it. I thought I could get up there because there was a ladder.
Darn it.
But I can't.
No claiming for you.
Nope.
Get to Cauldron Lake.
Okay.
Here's an interesting question. Would you want to swim in a lake called Cauldron Lake?
When I told Barry my
plan, yes, because most, a lot of lakes in, or lochs rather, in the UK are like caldera lakes. So they're formed out of calderas.
It's like an old battered light switch imbued with childhood magic.
Sorry, that was loud.
Old volcanoes.
I had to save my wife from the dark prison she was being held in.
Okay.
Well, not most, but certainly there are some.
Okay, another flare gun.
Now remember,
Flashbang.
You want to equip something else now.
Yep.
There you
Reload
go.
the pistol. Okay, there we go. Restocked. Yeah, it's amazing. They give you these vehicles for just like a minute, and then you have to give it up, and then you walk around through, and they give you another one.
Is it because there are limitations on the actual gaming area? Is that it?
No, I think they had much more ambitious plans for this being open world, and then when it turned out they couldn't do that, they didn't just axe all the vehicle sections. I think they were afraid to.
Yeah.
So they left it in to kind of make to pad it out.
Yeah, it's enough.
I know when I'm moving trains, I mash my A button.
Yeah. That is how you do it. Press A to mash train. Mash A to press train. Yeah, so we've had the vehicles and we've had the big objects, and now I think they're going to have a bunch of searchlights. Yeah, more of these lights and those lights and some of the big ones as well, I think. Flashbang, flashbang. Okay.
Yes, the searchlight that lasts 1/2 of 10 minutes.
Yeah. Ooh, I've just remembered how this sequence goes.
Yeah.
I will never give her to you.
Oh, hello. I was hoping for more. Oh, jeez.
There was no water in that water tower.
No.
But it is a junk NATO.
Flee!
Unfortunately, that did not work.
No. He apparently got past it.
There we go. Oh.
Ooh, he snuck up behind you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a big one. All right.
I think he got a little overloaded.
Hey, do you guys want to hear a really good Tom Brady fact?
I don't know who Tom Brady is, but why not?
Really?
I love the fact that she doesn't. I really do.
Well, come on. I mean, how many European football stars do Americans know?
Right, exactly.
One.
Yeah, and so actually these days, if a European knew one American football player, it probably would be Tom Brady, to be honest.
Right.
That's due to his press agent and you know the.
Do you really not know who Tom Brady is, Jilly?
No.
Why do you find it beyond the realm of possibility that she wouldn't?
What is the world coming to? I can't.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't. Okay. She doesn't watch American football, does she?
I don't even watch European football.
Exactly. So I mean, why is that surprising?
Well, because he's awesome.
Why is he awesome? Is he awesome for properties that I would value?
Mostly playing football.
He's the captain of the best looking American football.
And a man that I believe can actually,
that's one way of putting it,
bite his own toenails off. I think he is that flexible.
Yeah, he's certainly pliable, which is the word he likes to use. But here's the fact. Tom Brady is 17 games above 500 in the playoffs. But no other quarterback has ever won even 17 games in the playoffs. 26-9.
It's fascinating how much you're talking right now sounds like blah 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 blah.
Oh man, that's how I feel 99% of the time, especially when people start talking about sports and/or statistics and/or all of them. So I am completely justified and warmed the cockles of my heart to hear you say that, Jill. So I cannot thank you enough for that. I really cannot. It makes me want to go out and buy a Philip DeFranco sports t-shirt simply to emphasize that fact that it is not something that I even remotely understand or care about.
Yeah, I probably messed myself up by trying to rush through that last bit there.
I was going to ask you, yeah, because usually
because I think I spawned a bunch of enemies before I could even get to this bit.
Yeah, ready for them.
That's why I figured you were saving up the flashbangs. I figured you were going to like cordon them all together and say, "Hey, I'm going to go to town now." And then when the searchlight came up, it's like, "Oh, okay, he's coordinating something here."
All right, so I think that is the signal that I can get out of here, I think.
So?
Oh, wow. No, or maybe not.
Oh, run away.
I don't know if those flashbangs are actually destroying those guys. They're doing some damage.
Some of them it's not. Some of them it's not.
The big guys. Oh, Jesus, like several of them. This is almost a boss battle.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you may have to drop multiple ones of those, because I don't think those flashbangs are actually killing them.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay, now pushing this thing forward. Now you can stop. And yet you can...
No, you can't actually. You can't actually.
Why?
I mean, because you can't do anything.
Really?
I can't pull out. I mean...
That's evil, because you opened it up far enough to get through the doorway, and yet apparently it's forcing you to push it another like 6 feet.
Well, I mean, if you stop pushing, it wants you to keep ready. If you press B to the way you would get out of a vehicle to disengage, then you can get out. But just stopping pressing A doesn't do anything.
Weird.
But if you push it until it until it won't go any further, then it releases you. Yeah, there's no, I mean, the water tower would have been for the trains that took stuff out of the mines and stuff, and none of that stuff's operating, so
Not to mention there's no water in it.
I'm trying to remember how I handled this before. I think I may have, used buildings to bottleneck, spawn guys and then brought them into the doorways.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you're gonna choke point them up and then continue on? Can you use the truck? Can you bring the truck in?
Look at the axe. He's just throwing axes at the door.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Whoa!
Mind if I cut in?
Get it? Get a chainsaw. Aim for the head. There you go. Yeah, there's got to be like 4 or 5 of those guys, and apparently
I honestly don't know. Is there a fixed number of them, or does it just keep spawning them until you leave?
I think they're.
I don't remember.
They keep coming.
Sure.
I think they keep coming.
Yeah, I think you want to get out of here ASAP.
Also, if you drop a flare at your feet, it gives you a little bit of kind of protection.
A little bit more of a range where they don't want to approach or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It slows them down a wee bit.
You know what you really need? Some new micro LEDs. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to talk to you about that. Did you see about that about
LEDs?
CES? Yes.
No, no, I didn't. Well, I haven't seen anything from CS other than the power going out. That was the only thing I heard about CS this year.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff as far as displays goes, because I know that you're not a big fan of OLEDs. Apparently, there is a new tech because Samsung is staying away from OLEDs. They're pushing these things called...
They're pushing QLED, which is better than OLED.
Yeah, no, they're getting away from those too. No, what they've been doing, that's been kind of like the hold off because they didn't want to go into the OLED market. They're coming out with what display technology has actually been used for like large scale things now for home and consumer environments. It's called micro LEDs. And the nice thing about these things is that they can do everything that everybody has wanted to do with a display. They're self-emitting.
That's ridiculous.
No burn-in. In fact, off-angle axis viewing brightness has been eliminated. It is no longer a problem. They can do absolute blacks because they can turn things off. So now they have the perfect contrast ratio. And it's basically micro LEDs are all self-illuminating, but they're in multiple panels. So it's not actually one big thing that's backlit. It's literally each one of these things is a pixel. And because they're on little panels, the more panels you make, you can scale the displays, either big or small. And unlike OLEDs and some of the other ones, they're completely flexible. They're like paper thin that you can wrap around things. And if you get a chance, check them out over at some of the CES videos. I'll send you a link later. But it really looks like the perfect display tech. And now that they've been able to manufacture them independently and cheaply on this roll technology, they literally can make them into sheets. They're going to be pushing a lot. They had a TV this year called The Wall, which was, I think it was 142 or 143 inches diagonal. And it was spectacular. And it was a 4K display, but it was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and Andreas Aronson is in the chat. Hello. He said, I hadn't heard about micro LED. This is interesting. Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome. Check it out. Samsung micro LEDs. It's the future. Andrea says, obviously interesting, and many VR headsets use Samsung panels. Yes, they do. It's got all kinds of potentials. It really does. And I love the fact that each one of these things it's kind of like a wafer shape so that you can scale them to small displays, large displays, entire wall displays. They're even talking about setting these up as like virtual windows in environments where you can literally make and give scenes or virtual wallpaper in rooms. I mean, it's really, really cool stuff. Kinda, yeah. I mean, you basically can make up like an entire holodeck in a room if you wanted to. So, a lot of potential.
Like the holodeck.
It looks pretty amazing, and the quality. Oh my god, the black levels were just spectacular.
Yeah, so that's where we're going. The mountain next to the lake. So in other words, like, you are heckin' gone from a place you've already been to a couple times in the game. You have to get back to it.
Looks like the Matterhorn. Quick, jump on this piece of wood.
Jilly, do you say the word outwith?
Yes.
As a word?
As opposed to inwit? Now change your weapons.
Nope. No. So you're in the house.
Yeah.
The car is out with the house. That's probably a bad example.
Oh, as opposed to outside?
Yeah. It's kind of...
It's more like outside of.
Yes. So, I use my skills out with my current role.
Oh, maybe Jill can explain this. Is there a reason why that there's a problem with certain definite articles in English? Like, if you were to say you were going to be going to a particular bar, you would say, I'm going to, or I'm at pub, as opposed to at the pub, or a pub, or to hospital, as opposed to a hospital, or the hospital.
I am at the hospital. Concept of pub. Place I am
exactly.
at is yes.
I never understood why they always left off A's and thes when describing things like that.
I don't know, but like some dialects would say, I'm at pub.
Right, exactly. And I'm like, which pub? A pub, the pub, my pub, your pub?
It's the same as indefinite. I'm at a pub.
Right.
No, because a pub is different somehow.
Usually
to me,
when that phenomenon happens.
I just thought it was an understood indefinite article.
No, because I think
usually
I just thought they were lazy.
The usual pub. So
the pub is a pub that is pre-known. A pub, you would expect
but would
the
that
person
be
to follow
our
up.
pub?
What pub?
Right.
No, because that would imply ship.
Right.
To me,
but if you
not
had a
necessarily.
regular place,
That could be an understood favorite, like my pub is short for my favorite pub.
Exactly. So, like, if we had a restaurant that we went to every Friday, we'd be saying, "Hey, I'm going to our restaurant." Do you know what I mean? We don't own the restaurant, but it's our familiar restaurant. That's how we would say it
I don't think I would ever say my restaurant or my pub.
Really?
No, I don't think I would ever say that.
Interesting. Okay.
Is there a page?
Because we're here, if we had a regular place, we would take possession of it that way when identifying it with other people.
Never mind.
So if we had a hangout, we wouldn't say we're at hangout. We would say we're at our hangout. You know what I mean?
would definitely say the hangout.
See, that sounds like the hideout more so than a regular place that you would visit.
Paul's telling us more about micro LEDs if you want to read that.
Yeah, apparently micro LEDs will be sold at a hyper premium prices. General availability speculated to be in the earliest in 4 years' time, but still expensive. Not totally surprising. No, it's a totally new tech. They always do that. And that's pretty much the same for every general technology advancement. There's always a period of early adoption that is at a much higher premium than average people. In fact, they didn't even talk about the price of that, the wall television. I would imagine it's astronomically expensive. But as far as the next TV tech, and of course they're already pushing 8K, which to me makes no sense whatsoever. It just is probably going to be the market closer. They're talking about it being a multi-billion-dollar industry within the next 5 years, and I totally believe it. From what I saw on the display, if they can manufacture them at the price point they're talking about, and it is the quality and longevity, because that's the big thing. It's an unknown tech. We don't know how long the panels will last, but if they do last as much as regular LED tech that's available now, yeah, they're pretty much going to be cornering the display technology for the next 10 years plus.
I guess.
It
8K,
looks great.
I guess the game is you just keep adding Ks until somebody cares.
Yeah. When you think about actual 4K content, even barely any of that is around. So why double it? It makes no sense.
Because if 4K doesn't drive adoption, then you might as well keep going. You might as well keep going until something sticks, I guess.
They were pushing 3D, and that was just a gimmick for the next 5-10 years. Nobody cared about any of that.
I know. For a while there, all the TVs we bought ended up being 3D, not because we wanted it, but because every smart TV that had the features you wanted also had 3D.
I made sure I never had a TV with it. I didn't want to pay for technology I wasn't going to use. And the whole passive active glasses thing, it was so consumer confusing.
The active glasses were better. Like we had one that had the active system from Samsung.
But then you got to be charging them. Then you got to have one for every set of eyeballs in the room. And what if you have guests? It was just problematic.
Ours didn't have chargers. It just used button batteries.
Yep. And then there was a whole sync issue thing where you actually needed display emitter accessories to sync to the glasses. And then there was the brightness issue where the brightness would drop.
Yes.
So yeah, it was just.
I always find the brightness drop is the most challenging part of any 3D film. I really struggle
even
with
in
it.
the theaters.
Yes.
Even for Alan Wake, who wears his sunglasses when he watches his television too.
Is that what he was doing? Was his TV 3D?
No, but he put his sunglasses on when he was watching it. The 3D at least would have been a more logical excuse than he was, suffering from a hangover. Yeah, Aronson, yes. 3D TV was pushed by the industry. Yeah, they always try to find some gimmicky thing. So many faults with it, it's hard to even begin. Just as the movies were recorded with stereo separation for a huge screen made them underwhelming on a TV. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but what they wanted was they want everyone to buy a new TV, basically. So even if you
every 2 years.
Yeah, if you are...
It's the excuse. Yeah, it's the reason.
But it's not just, you're pretty confident that the geeky people will buy a new TV every sort of whatever. But if you can sort of create some kind of mass shift, then everyone will have to buy a new TV.
Right.
Like digital TVs was a great boom because people, my dad had to buy a digital TV because suddenly the analog signal wasn't being read by his TV anymore.
Yep.
And that was
the
why
greatest motivator. Being able to see it.
Yeah. And that's what they would ideally like.
Wait. Hold on. I understand that there's an option for paying a black and white television license to the BBC. And how would you do that with digital television?
Not anymore, I don't think you get a black and white TV license anymore.
Wait. Why do you need a black and white TV license?
So you could receive an analog signal.
Really? Why did you need a license for it, though? And
everybody needs a TV license. I mean, that is a thing.
Well, you only need a TV license if you're going to watch TV. Live broadcast TV.
Right.
Or any BBC content, because they've now changed the rules.
In other words, instead of having public TV beg every year, please give us money for making good stuff, the government just, charges you a license fee.
Are you kidding? Really?
And it's actually not that much, and people complain about it a lot, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, it's only £145. It's
a year.
Do not notice it. Yeah.
Oh my, that's like a whole cell phone bill. Aaron says, in Sweden there is a TV license to finance state TV. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing. It's going away in 2019, though. They've been added as a tax.
Blackstar, that old Monty Python skit about the B license is all making fun of the TV license idea. When they talk about the cat detector van, they talk about the story that people tell that there's a truck with aerials on it that drives through neighborhoods to detect TVs in houses where people have not paid their TV license because they say, well, I don't have a TV.
Right. Yeah, no, I never understood that joke.
Funk, you are totally right, but you can still get a black and white TV license. How does that work? Because there is no analog signal.
Can't you just turn the saturation down?
They must have converters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was what they did here. What they did here was and if you couldn't afford one, you could actually claim that you can't afford one, and they would give you a discounted one, I think.
Yeah, you get a digital analog conversion box. Yeah, they would just stick on the thing. So, no, it's just the way that you send a black and white TV license that made it like if you wanted to watch your TV in black and white, you needed a license for that. I'm like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Can't you just, if you really wanted a black and white TV, because I figured maybe it was for colorblind people or something, can't you just turn down the saturation on a color TV and have it work the same way? Again.
Oh man, I wonder if that would work. Right, because so they do send.
Why wouldn't
it? BBC does send inspectors out to make sure that you're not BSing. It's not like they've got a huge army of them. But I imagine
they have very
they inspect the black and white license. Is a lot because they're only like 50. Could you fool them having a good TV with the saturation down?
Okay.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
There was somebody sneaking up behind it. That guy was a fast one, too.
Yeah, there was a fast one and a tough one at the same time, and I focused all my attention on one, and the other one.
Aaron's got an interesting point. Yeah, he says, my problem is that I would have to pay a license even if I only wanted to use my TV for video games.
Huh.
And yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, see, that's not the case in the UK. So you can have a TV in the UK without a TV license. You just cannot watch live broadcasted or now BBC iPlayer content without a TV license.
Okay, well, here's my question. Does that also go with displays? Because you can, buy a display that has no tuners in it that you could plug into a TV or a laptop or whatever else that you could stream television programs through or online TV content.
So there used to be antenna hooked up. You get fun.
Right, but you don't need an antenna through the interwebs.
I don't know if that's strictly true.
Yeah.
Because it's extremely difficult to prove that you are watching TV illegally. It's like one of those known sort of things that, they have these inspectors, but the inspectors have absolutely no power. They cannot enter your home. They cannot be on your property without your say-so.
Wow. Because in this country, television has always been free, and for public television, they would always have, telethons and whatever else, and they would raise funding that way. But for here, if you wanted to watch television, you bought one and you stuck an antenna on the house, and whatever was in range that was decent, you could watch. That's it. TV was free. TV has always been free, and it's been paid for by the advertisers that would bother you every 5 minutes with advertising. And that's just how you grew up with TV.
Public TV, government TV, is either public access funded by arrangements with cable companies, or it was NP, like National Public TV, which is funded by begging.
Yeah, you would have what are called PEG fees, or a public education and government fees, which is basically like $2 or $3 or whatnot a month on your regular cable bill. So it was never like hugely taxing, but that went to your local public cable access place where you as a person in town could go to and make your own programs for television that would be broadcast local. So for a couple of bucks a month, you could go in and make your own TV shows. It was actually, incredibly inexpensive. So,
see, I actually think there's an argument that that's a better model.
I think it is personally, BBC, but that's what we grew up with. So.
The traditional sort of argument is that you get the BBC, which is this sort of like award-winning, amazing broadcaster, and you also get our TV license also partially funds Channel 4 and ITV as well. So not ITV, Channel 4, which Channel 4 makes a lot of good things, but it only partially funds it.
But the equivalent, the equivalent of the BBC though is not the stuff that Black Star is talking about, which is really cheap.
Yeah,
and,
no, that's so
it's the National Public TV thing, which makes does news programs and documentaries, and that gets so little government funding they have to solicit private donations, and the way they do that every year is what they call a pledge drive, where they put on some of their best programming, but they interrupt it with telethons where they ask people for the direct donations.
Yeah, but people sort of hold up the BBC as this sort of icon of quality and say this is what the TV license pays for and how amazing it is. But more recently, the BBC is not a brilliant broadcaster anymore. It's not creative. It doesn't take many innovative risks, and its news broadcasting is appalling. I mean, just
appalling compared to what?
Well, yeah, because you should see ours. Oh my God!
You are talking to Americans.
Yeah, this is true. Compared to what it used to be.
What's really sad is that for you to say that, because we're actually going to the BBC to actually get better news than what we're getting here.
Yeah. See, I don't. So, for example, this was today, or yesterday rather. So, there's a real pro-UK union bias on the BBC, which they shouldn't technically be allowed to sort of do, because it's supposed to be a neutral broadcaster. Yeah, but they can't just fell off the radiator. Sorry.
Sorry, we're gonna need photos.
There was a story yesterday where they were saying that 100,000 people weren't seen in Scotland's emergency rooms in a 1-week period, whereas there were only 3,000 people. So 100,000 in Scotland, 3,000 in England. The actual figures for that story were 5,000 in Scotland and 300,000 in England, and they vastly misrepresented the story in order to make England appear better.
Yeah, well, okay. So was that intentionally, or did somebody move a decimal point because they were dumb?
Intentional.
That's mean.
It's intentional misreporting.
Okay, well, in that case, you should find out who the producer was that okayed that kind of a story and have them sanctioned or something.
It's an institutional bias throughout the whole BBC. There is no one you can report that to, because the BBC are.
Well, I would go to an independent to call them out on it then, because that's.
But the independent broadcasters can't. Well, so Ofcom, who watch that sort of thing, is very, very difficult to get them to do anything, and all they ever do is, all the BBC would say, oh, we had these erroneous numbers on the story, and retractions are never printed front page. You know what I mean?
Oh, they never are. They're on page 52 underneath, some weird recipes or something.
And there's a really good argument, I think, to say that a lot of the BBC's policies on sort of fair and impartial reporting have contributed to the way news is now.
I think it's behind you.
I think it is behind you.
I think the forest is on fire.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You're right, Gilly.
But yeah, there's an argument that the fair and impartial reporting has precipitated the spread of undermined news. It's that idea of, here is a very sensible person, and now we must turn to an idiot for the other opinion, and we must give those two opinions equal.
It's called the fairness doctrine.
Yeah.
Right.
The BBC
they also do it. So they not only get an idiot for some causes that should be represented by a reasonable person, but they have like two sides to issues where there is only one side.
Yeah.
Like
fake impartiality.
Yes, yeah. I would very confidently say that I think the BBC is responsible for Brexit.
Ow.
Because they gave Nigel Farage a platform. Nobody would have listened to him if they hadn't sort of gone. Yeah, and in fairness, now let's turn to Nigel Farage, the only person who is a member of this bizarre fringe party, and talk to him about EU. And we've had that for the last 20 years, and that has allowed this momentum.
Is it true that he just recently made a statement about, well, maybe we should have a second referendum?
Yep, because he doesn't want to leave. He earns a really nice salary as an MP.
But he resigned, didn't he? Didn't he resign as the rep to the EU?
What does that sign say? Hold on.
No, I think he still collects his salary.
Really?
I think so. He may not. He may have resigned at the moment, but he does that all the time. He is constantly resigning from things and then getting back into it the next election.
Aronson says this is an awfully interesting discussion, but I honestly need to go grocery shopping to get breakfast tomorrow. Yeah. I will see if you're still here later. I'm so sorry I didn't get it. I've been waiting for a gap to read up all that Aronson was talking about too. But
see what you were saying, Bull. Yeah.
No, that's kind of funny. But definitely come back if we're still going to be running this thing.
Will it be a hard breakfast or a soft breakfast?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. So anyway, as you were saying, Jill.
Just, that's his MO is to... He really likes the status quo. Everybody likes the status quo. The EU has generally been a good thing, and I am not actually a massive fan of many parts of the EU.
Mm-hmm. Now, does he have internal supporters at the BBC that are giving him this platform intentionally, or is it just that they're using him because they have an agenda that he is also or supposedly in tune with, and they figured that he is just a good mouthpiece for it?
I think that originally their intentions were good. I think the fairness doctrine came out of a good place, but it was applied
it's twisted somehow,
without
it's
any
warped.
Critical thought. And I think if the critical thought was put into it, it was, ooh, this guy's good telly, not this guy actually is an opinion that we should hear.
Aronson says, I hear that politicians heard he would lose his pension if Brexit happens. So he says that there should be a revote. They obviously will win, just so that they will lose and he keeps his pension. Not sure if it's true. But there could be a financial motive, I guess.
Yeah, I would believe that, definitely.
Yeah, everybody and their cousin protects their own pension,
But that kind of...
If it is true, I can understand it.
To believe that, you have to think that Farage didn't know that he would lose his pension as the representative to the EU if they left.
Yeah, but also that implies that Farage actually wanted to win. I don't think Farage ever wanted to win.
Yeah. Well, they say the same thing about Trump now, that he didn't want to actually win the election.
I don't think Trump wanted to win either.
Well, I think President Trump absolutely did want to win, but
the
point of Nigel Farage
existing
is to not win.
He wanted to win. He just didn't want the job.
Yeah,
there's a difference. But anyway, that's a whole other ball of wax. Well, Aaron, I don't want to hold you up if you got to go get breakfast, but we certainly are thrilled that you had a chance to chime in here. But yeah, the whole TV tax thing, and we got to talk about that because for me, that's like renting your own television you already paid for. And conceptually in this country, not many people like to do that. Cell phones for the longest time, when they were first introduced, you had to go through, credit ratings and prepays and all kinds of crazy stuff to do it, which kind of messed up early adoption, except for the ultra rich who could afford that kind of stuff. Now you can walk into a store and pick up a burner phone for less than $10. So for a television though, which is kind of even today, you can get a decent one for $150 and get away with something semi viewable at 10 feet. Most people get stuff between $500 and $1,000 if they can afford it. But if you wanted to, you could go crazy, go nuts, and get something really, really huge that would, cover a wall. But even so, once you paid for it, you don't have to keep paying for it. You know, regardless of the $100 to $100,000 television, once you own it, it's yours, and you can display what you want. For me, conceptually, having to rent a license to use your own television just because you're putting on certain signals or whatnot, just it's a little.
No, it's not for that. It's
not for that. But I mean,
government. The government, as a representative of the people, owns the airwave frequencies, which are of limited capacity and go everywhere. So for broadcasters to use it to transmit and for you to use it to receive, there needs to be, in addition to funding to create the programming.
Right? Yeah. And they're putting that onto the the people.
Let me argue the other way for this BBC thing. Because everyone is forced to pay.
Oh, don't you want to be on that?
The BBC, at least,
probably
say that they don't care about ratings. They obviously do, but because the ratings are demonstrably less. The BBC
you're breaking
allowed
up,
to put on television programs.
We just broke up there for a sec. You're okay.
Am I still breaking up?
You're back. You're back.
Yeah.
Are you driving somewhere now, Funk?
Yeah, he's in a car.
I am driving to work. So because... what am I doing? What am I saying? Oh, right. So because ratings don't matter as much to the BBC, they're allowed to put on television programs that no one would ever watch in any real circumstances. For example, there's this television show called Country File, which is just about rural living. And that for some reason gets high ratings, but it never would have eaten...
No, you're totally misunderstanding something about UK culture there, because everybody fucking loves Country File. Like, Country File is
exactly, right.
Big,
so like I was saying,
but it
Country
would
File
obviously
gets
be a big
really
thing
high ratings.
It's not a surprise to us, because that sort of twee, Tory, don't we all live in the country and have our cups of tea type thing is a really popular aesthetic, I suppose, in the UK. So that sort of thing is not a surprise to us. If somebody was to
continue here.
Okay.
With his misunderstanding, but go on.
So there's a show. It wouldn't probably have gotten off of the ground. Even so, there are other shows which definitely don't get high ratings. One of the presenters, what's she called? Julia something. She does other programs that don't get high ratings, but that the public broadcasters like Channel 4 and the BBC are legally obliged to carry these niche programs that few people care about, don't get particularly high ratings, and wouldn't have gotten off the ground in a market not funded by the taxpayer.
See, again, that's a very old-fashioned view of the BBC. That possibly used to be true, but recently there was a huge kind of uproar, possibly is too strong a word, but there was a discussion, certainly, about the cancellation of a BBC channel called BBC3 and moving of all of BBC Three's programming online. And BBC Three was like the cool new innovator part of the BBC. And
so what happened to BBC Three? It just no longer exists?
It no longer exists.
It's on iPlayer only.
Yeah.
Really?
So
they
all
still do some
now.
Shows, but there are very few, and
they're very
online.
few, and they're all online.
They're
And that's
wow.
supposed to be the
When did this happen?
supposed to be the daring.
A few years ago.
2 years ago? Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh, I missed it. I've been too wrapped up in myself to notice, which is kind of a bummer.
But that was supposed to be here's where the cool and interesting risk-taking shows are.
Right.
And
Hip
they're
stuff.
not. Yeah, and there isn't really a place in UK broadcasting at the moment which
now,
goes
was that because of the shift in markets where the viewers or the target audience that the programming on BBC Three was making, their viewers were online. They were not watching on regular broadcast. They had simply moved to mobile devices, phones, laptops, that kind of thing?
Partly,
is it that the audience shifted, or was this some other financial concerns with supporting a platform that their audience just was not there?
By the way, we are coming to the climax of the game now.
Oh, we are? Okay, all right. I'm ready for it. I've just been seeing the inanimate object, junknado here going on for quite a while.
Well, these are the final bosses. The final boss of this game is a junk tornado.
It is. Oh, okay.
And a boat.
Wow, destroy. It actually says destroy the tornado.
Yep.
It's all led to this.
And I'm pretty sure this is where we need to use our flares because I have 11 of them and there's literally nothing else to do.
Yeah, what else are you going to use them on?
Yep.
You know? I thought you were going to have like a face down with what's her face.
Not so much.
Really? Okay.
Okay. Now I got to remember, like some of these are things I can shoot, and some of them aren't. I got to be careful here. I don't want to waste
whittle the junknado. Oh, jeez.
It's okay.
How are you surviving that?
Oh,
how many railroad cars to the face can you take?
Damn, it's gonna knock me off.
It is. Boss. Alright, I'd be firing these as rapidly as I could.
No, you gotta be better than what I'm doing. That's what you need.
Well, I think you gotta lead them. You gotta lead them more.
Oh, don't jump while the bus is there.
Oh, look, flares.
Yep.
Can you just like throw tons of them everywhere? I mean, where else are you gonna use them? You duck?
No, I can dodge. You can still use the dodge. Otherwise, that you just kind of timing jumps.
Can you stand next to the rock so that can you move forward a little bit so that the spinning things can't actually hit you? They're going in between the rocks, so if you're standing next to the rock, they can't hit you. They're going in an orbit. They seem to be in a projected orbit.
Let me just get a few more out of the box.
Yeah, they're in their own particular trajectories here. They're not traveling inside or outside those little zones.
Oh no!
Oh no! That was the worst time to jump.
Yep.
Oh darn it!
It's really they're moving so fast sideways that it's really kind of hard to get them with the flare gun.
Well, you got to lead them. You know, the flare gun is kind of slow, so it's almost better as if you turn to the right or the left and change your angle of attack.
I think you can do it as a timing puzzle. I think actually destroying their tornado.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can do it purely with time jumps.
Yeah.
That is true. And that is usually how I do it. But I'm just thinking, I have so many flares now. There's no point. I might as well try to make it easy for myself if I can. I think I got rid of them. I think I got rid of the bus.
Bus, the magic bus.
Yeah, I think I actually got rid of the bus. I don't think there's anything that stops me from doing this jump whenever I want now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but did you get the orca though? That seems to be floating by.
The real thing here is that those mine carts are kind of fast moving.
Yeah. Here's a crazy thing. Can you just keep firing until you hit something? I mean, how many of those do you really, really need?
Let's see if I can...
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Wait for them to approach you and then fire at that trajectory when they're coming at you. I think that would have been a lot easier.
Some of these I think are not, like those two mine carts actually, they don't even
they're not
shine.
Are they? Yeah.
I don't think I can hit them.
Yeah, or the Gordon's Fisherman boat. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Go now.
There you go. Here you can't miss. Booyah.
Birds.
Oh, yeah, no. Totally fire at the birds.
No, I didn't want to target that.
Not that one. Nope, not that one.
There we go.
That wasn't so hard, now was it? Man, I wish I had my shades.
Huh.
Belly flop.
That would be such a sore belly flop.
Oh,
you'd be,
man,
you'd be
hurt.
dead. You'd be dead.
Shh, baby. You were having a bad dream. It was just another nightmare.
School buses can't fly.
Everything's fine. You're home.
It wasn't a dream. Everything's fine. Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on!
I like the dark.
No, she doesn't, though. Literally, the whole thing about her being phobic by the dark was just to set it up so that when she doesn't act that way, you know it's not her.
Come back to bed.
Obviously.
You forget all about your fear of the dark.
My fear? It's your fear. Why aren't you afraid? You're not Alice. Turn the lights on now. Where's the clicker? What did you do with it?
Alan, honey, you're still 1 foot in a dream. You're not making any sense. Come back to bed.
You're not my wife. My wife is terrified all the time.
And she never invites me to bed. You can't be her. Hey, wait a minute.
Alan, you're scaring me now. Come back to bed. Have you taken your pills? Do you want me to call Dr. Hartman? I read your manuscript. It's brilliant. Departure is your best work yet. You're a genius. I'm so proud of you. Come back to bed. We'll talk more about it in the morning.
All right, now I know you're not my wife. My wife doesn't like my books. She thinks they're crap. Can't leave the apartment.
Come back to bed, Alan.
Come back to bed, Tom.
Clicker!
Clicker. Well, just reinforcing the fact that the one most important thing to men is their clicker.
You must fight.
Hey, Daddy? Is that you?
It stands in your way. It won't let you pass. It has no heart. It's filled with darkness. You must fill its heart with light. Don't mind.
I'm good, Alan. You're bad, Alan.
Your friends will meet him when you're gone.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the flare gun.
Yeah, that doesn't really become important until... is it in the DLC or is it just a sequel?
I think it's the DLC. Because
Really?
the
It's
DLC
definitely in the
is
sequel.
very like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
is this supposed to be here, or...?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
I wasn't sure if the
so
game
now,
was broken and those are placeholders.
No.
Okay, this is weird. Bird. Yeah, don't use the bird.
Bird! A bird!
Phone barrel? Oh no, it's phone and a barrel. Okay. That makes more sense. Big bird! No, small one. Sorry.
I love how there's also a nice typewriter sound
Yes.
when the items actually spawn in.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really clever
Yeah.
Device?
idea, concept. I'm not really sure.
Gimmick. It's a gimmick.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine. I mean, not all gimmicks are bad.
What?
I'm leaving you, Alan. I met someone. I'm in love with someone else.
Alice? No, what are you saying? You can't...
You don't love me. How could you when you don't even love yourself? All you do is torture yourself with work you can't do anymore.
No, I love you more than anything in the world. You're my muse.
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
Alan? What are you doing? Put the light back on. What are you doing, Alan? Stop! Put the light back on!
It wasn't true. Nothing like that had ever happened.
Now, I think the interpretation they want you to draw is that the dark presence imitating his wife, says things to alternately encourage or demotivate him based on what it wants him to do. Yeah. But I actually found it more persuasive to think that what's really going on here is that a hack who's coming to the end of his career gets dumped by his wife, he crawls inside a bottle, and that's what all of this is.
Yeah.
That to me, that actually makes more sense.
Tortured her with her through the dark.
Yes,
yeah.
Right, and he was tortured by their breaking up of their relationship.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was abusive, and and she left him.
He felt guilty.
Yeah. I mean, that's bringing it a lot closer to like a Silent Hill 2 type of interpretation.
Yeah. It gives logical motivations for things, and these are all manifestations in his own mind.
Let me go. I promise to be good. Please, untie me, you naughty boy. I will help you write your masterpiece. I will love you forever.
No, you're not Barbara Jagger. I made a terrible mistake. I should have never written you back. You came back wrong. Your heart is filled with darkness.
Put that knife away, Thomas. Put it down.
My heart is filled with darkness. I cut it out. I'll take you back to the depths of Pt5.
I always read this as Bird Lake Cabin.
Yep.
Filled with darkness.
So that's Tom with Alan's voice killing Barbara Jagger, saying you're evil. But again, if that's not real. Oh, hey, the phone's ringing.
Is it a Verizon phone?
I willed the cabin to be real.
Get away from me, you hag! Where am I? Let me go!
Alice! Alice! I'm coming!
Your husband refused to do as he was told. All he had to do was write what I wanted him to write. Now it's too late. It's his fault. You'll stay here forever.
All right, guys. I have to go now, right here, at this hyper-important moment.
Okay.
Sorry, Funk.
See you later, Funk.
Never get her back. I'm not sure I really want her back, so you keep her. I'm much older than you. Older than your first work of art.
This is totally a May-December thing.
Someone else can get off my lawn.
Oh, Alan.
The power of hugs.
He gave her the clicker.
Apparently he did. More ways than one.
I could feel Alice's presence close by. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There's light and there's darkness. Cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. That's where Zane had gone wrong. There's a long journey through the night back into the light.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
The entire game flashed before my eyes.
Why did he take his jacket off?
It's cold.
You know how heavy that would be underwater?
Yeah, that's true.
There's a reason people take their clothes off before they jump.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
Alan, wake up.
For the benefit of future people watching, we'll just have to redo that. So the cutscene, we lost the video during the cutscene, and we replayed the cutscene, but I guess at the same time, the audio device also dropped, and we didn't know about it.
I'm going to start doing these from my computer. It's far more reliable.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. That's a new kind of failure we haven't seen before.
Guys, I have to stop you. Do you not hear the echo immediately after yourselves?
No.
The audio was really messed up for me.
May just want to start it and restart it.
Are you getting? Wait. So are you hearing your own voice on the monitoring stream now? Bull says there's no echo.
Oh, maybe I'm hearing it on Mixer then. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, I think what it is.
That was it. Oh, that was headache inducing.
Okay. Yeah. So now what we've always been worried about is whether or not chat audio would end up in the production stream, and we didn't want it.
Go figure. Wow. So anyway, for all the people who are still with us, who actually
okay, I hope I've taken it out now.
Oh man, it makes me want to wish that we actually had some local recording going on so we could just like redub it afterwards. But I guess there's no point after a stream this long. Okay, so yeah, so you want to reiterate that?
Yeah, again, let's talk about what this thing about ocean meant, like whether that really meant anything at all, or whether that was just thrown in there to be a vague lead for where the story could go later.
Yeah, it just made me think that they wanted to make this in the next level. They wanted to make it more of a global option, to where instead of being a local isolated lake area in one particular town, if it wasn't a lake, it was an ocean. That kind of opened up the world as being a potential place for anything like this to happen again or in someplace else. And then, of course, you ironically said that the sequel takes place in a desert, which I guess is kind of an ocean of sand if you think about it. So maybe they wanted to go that way. I honestly don't know. But as far as the game goes, yes, I enjoyed watching it. The bits I played with, I probably would have gotten better if I had a lot more practice with it. I'm not sure I understand a lot of the subtleties and the inner dynamics of how they orchestrated the story and all the components. But it is deeper and richer than a lot of other games that I've played or seen lately. So kudos to them. You know, Barry was definitely the best thing in it, at least for me. I thought he was absolutely fantastic as a written character, and I enjoyed watching him immensely. I certainly thought that some of the mechanics with the gameplay were repetitive. As far as it throwing junk at you a lot, you know, it felt like a Junknado, even more so in some places, even before we ran into the Junknado. You know, it was just like a constant stream of, we're going to be dropping these things from above, and we're going to be throwing these things at you and things like that. And after a while, I did kind of zone out. The last 15 minutes, it's like, okay, we've got another truck and another bus and another whatever. But even so, it didn't detract from the overall experience. The very, very end and the bits with the clicker and the MacGuffin and the hole in her chest and just hugging her to defeat her, I thought was a little, it didn't quite.
Oh, that worked perfectly well. That worked perfectly well for me.
Expecting a little more. I was expecting, flare gun to the chest or shooting at their eyes, or just something a little bit more dramatic. I'm going to hug you now. That was a little for me as a potential ending, but I did love it immensely, and I'm glad that we did it, and I certainly hope that people watching it, even despite our technical issues, hope they stay to the end. I hope they enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it, because I thought it was great, and it does make me want to look into a sequel. I didn't actually know there was a sequel, to tell you the truth, so maybe that's something in the future we'll have to do.
The sequel was a downloadable only Xbox arcade game called Alan Wake's American Nightmare, and it's kind of like the Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull version of the game. It's really instead of being based on your Stephen King type horror and your Twin Peaks style atmosphere, it's all based on sci-fi B movies, and it's set in the desert.
Oh, Funk sounds like he would like that if it has something similar as far as the Night Springs mechanic.
I quite like it, I've got to be honest.
It's not bad. It is, but it is very, very different in tone, and it is in terms of what you thought might be going on. Like it really said, he sacrificed himself to save the wife. Now maybe the wife will be the playable character who will rescue him. And it's not a lake; it's an ocean. We can go to do something nautical there. But no, they make a total break. They double down on Alan. The wife disappears from the story, and it's a different thing. It's not bad, but it may not have been what you were expecting.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to think. I don't know what final thoughts Thunk might have. Oh, you move the controller.
Yep.
Any final thoughts with you, Narc? I mean, you were the big fan of this.
I love it mostly for the atmosphere. I mean, the writing is kind of cheesy. It's kind of supposed to be. Like I said, I do like the gameplay core mechanic of using the light as kind of like shields and taking the shields away and then using the guns. I enjoyed it more playing on the higher difficulty to get the extra pages, which is something I don't always do. Like, I would say Halo games are the only ones that I also like. After I've played it through, I play it through again on the higher difficulty. I didn't bother, but this one I did.
Okay, well, that's definitely telling. You know, if you enjoyed that experience once and you wanted to challenge yourself, then that's definitely.
So this is I think the third or fourth time I played it.
Now the collection of the pages and whatever else, I thought maybe there would be some greater significance afterwards, with that. And there didn't seem to be, at least not that I saw. It was just a collectible item that you had to get throughout the story.
It's basically clues. Like, if you're playing through the game and you're playing through the first time, picking up and reading the pages will give you some clues about what the coming encounters are going to be.
Gotcha.
Now, since I'd played through, you don't need them. You can still successfully play the game and not read any of the pages if you don't want to.
Right.
It doesn't give too much extra to the story. Like, there's no real deep dark secret like you're going to find out what it's all about if you read the pages.
Gotcha.
So a lot of it is kind of redundant, but
cool though. Okay. Any final thoughts, Jill? Anything that you want to mention to
I think
anyone about this?
It's been quite interesting watching it over again because I haven't played Alan Wake in a long time, and my memory had kind of softened a lot of the, like you say, the kind of repetitive parts of it. I'd forgotten about that, and the some of the sort of more deliberately obscure plot points or strange things. I'd kind of gone sort of hand waved over them. So
it's like a relationship. You only remember the good stuff.
Yeah, and that's almost exactly what it is, because I still really love this game and I really enjoy it, and I enjoyed watching it back again. And the things that I think it does get criticized for, maybe rightly, I find quite easy to forgive because it's just a lot of fun.
Right.
So yeah, I love it.
Cool. And is the cat okay? Because you said that it fell off the radiator. And
yeah,
you weren't
she's
sure.
back on the radiator. She's fine.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if she just was asleep and fell off, or
so she was rolling over to sort of stretch and rolled right off.
just a little too far.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone to actually stuck through us this entire series. It certainly went on a lot longer than we thought. We do have a couple more out of the Rampancy.net horror weekend week that we do want to finish up. I know I want to see the end of Inside because I know that Jilly wanted me to see the end of that
definitely.
Because big ending. So we'll definitely be doing that in the future. And we do have a sibling stream coming up where Jilly Bean brings up her sister.
Do we know what we're playing for that?
Yeah, do we decide? Because I wanted to do something
choice, have we?
4-way. I mean, because we could do something like Fortnite, or we could do something like Left 4 Dead, or we could do something because somebody mentioned Halo 3, but I don't know if they fixed the networking. And I remember the last time Narc and I tried to play across
for co-op. Yeah, for co-op, no. Halo co-op is pretty much a LAN only thing. I think anything else is frustrating. So
Beyond
it would have to be something that's made for internet connection, something more like Left 4 Dead or Fortnite or something like that.
Yep. So
Left 4
I don't know if
Dead
you're
might be quite fun.
Yeah, because it would be the easiest, and it's something we've done before that we know works. Yeah. And I'm sure there's tons of levels in that we haven't even touched yet. So maybe as a first time to get it going, that would be good. But if your sister has any other suggestions too, maybe we can send her channel because she does her own streaming and stuff. So maybe we could have her channel linked down in the end of this.
Indeed. I will
so check her stuff out.
Channel.
Yeah, we'll have to put it in the comments below. We definitely like to thank Bull for sticking with us through this whole thing. Thank you so much, Bull. We certainly hope you had fun. And for the very next one we got coming up, are we going to be finishing off Little Destiny and Divinity? I think are the two big ones we've been doing of late.
We're going to be moving on with Divinity. We're nearing the end. We're in the stretch run for Divinity.
Yep, Bull says it's been a good time. Yay! I certainly hope at least one person has been enjoying this. It makes it all worth it. Yeah. And I'd like to apologize for the technical issues that we've had. it is kind of suffering through it. And I hate putting out problematic programming. I really do. It bugs me.
I have to look at a log file to see what that did, because that's a new thing. Like sometimes when we have a problem, we're like, we know sometimes this happens. You make a mistake, you do this, but that was weird. This is a new one.
that was an unknown hiccup. So our apologies. But yeah, we definitely strive to make things better for you as well as us. So please stick with all of our things that that we do. Bull says, technical issues grossed strong people causes an asylum visit. I'm getting there. I'm ready to pull the trigger on some more hardware to potentially fix this. But I certainly hope that everyone gets a chance to enjoy our stuff. And for all of our videos, please check out our YouTube channel. Just type in rampancy.net and you will get all of the stuff that we had. We're over 1,000 vids. We've been around a long time,
YouTube,
so there's got to be something in there.
Actually.
Yeah, but it makes them put it in the browser too. And you can check our website at rampancy.net for all the other stuff that we have going on. If and when there's any suggestions or any titles that you would like us to do, please feel free to let us know in the comments below. We're always open to suggestions, and for as well as platforms, we do Mac, we do PC, we can even do Linux now. And we're also Xbox users, so any of those titles that you may want us to see us do, we have some available there as well. I am Blackstar, along with Narcogen and Jilly Bean. I'd like to thank Funkmon for sticking in with us as long as we can, as well as Malgate. He also joined in. So thank you all for watching, and please tune in next time for the next exciting adventures right here on rampancy.net. Thank you for watching.